Hi, my name's Gary Williams. I'm producer of the Tele-pilot Maritime Education and Pilotage DVD series. I'm having a relaxing day at the Southampton Boat Show and have been meeting some agent friends at work on their exhibition stands. However, right now I've come down to the pontoons to see what the marine industry has to offer in the way of their latest craft. And what a selection! Probably a free bottle of champers if you buy this one today. Well, if you know your bank balance might stand, you are probably casting an eye on some of these rather desirable craft. For many here today, walking the pontoons, I'm sure are just here to see how the affluent might be living. However, what many don't consider when purchasing a boat for the first time is what is necessary to safely navigate a craft, and so get the value of the money one has tied up with a boat purchase. Size doesn't really matter when it comes to navigating a craft at sea. No matter how large or how small, navigation is very similar. Just the length, depth and breadth obviously has to be taken into consideration, but the navigation is no different. Not always affecting the navigation, but a big consideration is whether you want to choose power or sail. You could say a leisure craft skipper has to be on his or her toes more so than a large ship captain. Getting caught out in a small craft could easily be its destruction, whereas a large ship will frequently continue without a second thought in similar weather and conditions. The only craft here today seen from these pontoons with the dimensions of a ship is the Royal Navy ship wearing the white ensign. Achieve Your Dream is what I have titled this short information DVD. Owing to the expected costs and probable lack in understanding of the environment, many may be thinking that the nearest to the dream achievable is out at the boat show, or simply watching others living their dream. If one could start here on these pontoons and place an order for one of the many craft displayed, you are either very lucky in having won the lottery, or you have worked hard to achieve the sum required via other efforts. However, before committing your deposit, you really ought to make an inquiry or two as to the time it will take and the cost of involvement in obtaining the knowledge required to safely enjoy your purchase. Not to do this could amount to your craft becoming a wreck in early days, or being tied up on a marina pontoon at great expense for a year or so while obtaining your children before happily using your boat in the way you expected to achieve your dream. This DVD is aimed equally at non-boat involved people as well as those already involved. So for those that don't know, these orange craft are lifeboats. And these are the boats that hopefully will come and save you. They really won't be happy if they discover your navigation and or seamanship is not up to scratch. As indicated, after considering length, beam and draft, that is, length, breadth and depth in the water, there is little difference in the navigation of even a large ship. There is, however, difference in the responsibility. Gary, your Sirius instructor, was a Merchant Navy captain, so can confidently confirm this statement. For those that may have already put the idea out of mind, even in these times of recession, exciting times could still be ahead, especially when there's a shortage of cash. You may be able to take advantage of the situation, in possibly being a good time for a low price. For most, smaller, more realistic, new or used boats will be obtainable for considerably lower prices. If at first you can't raise the money for a boat, after Tele-pilot tuition, use your newly obtained knowledge to approach others who may be grateful of your offer to crew for them. It may be of interest to know that marinas today are mostly packed full of motor and sailboats, and this is costing boat owners dearly, the largest expense after purchasing a boat. Return on their investment is frequently very poor. The majority hardly ever use their boats, using them only to duplicate previous runs out to which they have become familiar. Why is this so, you may ask? Well, it's because if the skippers are honest with themselves, they have not the confidence to take their craft elsewhere. So they are really missing out on their longer coastal and cross-channel passages. Our Tele-pilot pilotage series came onto the market in 1988, and our DVD tuition packs shortly afterwards. Until the Tele-pilot series came onto the market, we don't feel the leisure industry had much to offer the navigator. Tele-pilot, Top 12 and Super 7 tuition packs now provide skippers with the opportunity to become confident, safer and more efficient on the water in both navigation and seamanship. The unique DVDs provide advanced information and warnings, also providing instruction far more conveniently and more enjoyably. Just one pack can instruct the whole family and even the whole crew, all for just one price. Until Tele-pilot DVD tuition, each person had to pay, often resulting with only one person aboard with the required knowledge. Now with Tele-pilot, the whole family or whole crew can become involved and all become useful and knowledgeable members aboard. Our advice to those new to boating is to obtain your knowledge before making a boat purchase. Those already owning a boat and remaining apprehensive of their navigation and seamanship, our advisor will answer any questions you may have. For those that so wish, we include a beneficial test for those having completed study of the packs. Those that pass will then be entirely confident that they have the navigation and seamanship knowledge to navigate the rivers, tides and the seas about the UK and continent. You now have before you the test certificate that can be awarded to you and all that have taken, passed our unique leisure marine education telephone test. Yes, the whole test is conducted on the telephone. Also, do remember, one tuition pack purchase at one price for all that wish to become involved. Also seen here, along with the certificate, is the skipper's handbook that comes with the tuition packs. The professional has to commit much to memory. However, this cannot always be expected of the leisure mariner. This handbook is your reminder and confirmation of your DVD learning. Keep it at hand wherever you go while learning. Also, keep it ready for instant reference when on board. Laid out here, the top 12 advanced pack for those that wish to become top navigation aces. And here, Tele-pilot Super 7, the popular pack most widely sold as the best buy for the outlay, containing everything to enable all to navigate safely the rivers, tides and across the sea to visit European ports. We thank you very much for your interest. Finally, why not fire up your PC or laptop, and our advisor will guide you to our website to help you along with the understanding of this great maritime DVD series, the largest DVD series ever for the leisure boat enthusiast. Well, as you can see, our promo has two parts. Part 1, labelled New Cost, and Part 2, Low Cost. For those that money is no object, all your information is probably within Part 1. Part 2 is for those that would love to become involved but can't see the cash to finance the indicated good life. Part 1, you may remember, indicated much reduced prices and saving options when considering the affordability of our top 12 and Super 7 tuition packages. You may be thinking you can raise the funds for the tuition, but then where does the cash for the boat come from? As indicated in Part 1 of the DVD, your own boat is not necessary, not at first anyway. However, a pre-used boat can of course be a fraction of the price of a new one. If you do share the cost of your tuition DVDs with others, you may also consider joint ownership and cost of a boat. Much of the knowledge gained from Tele-pilot will also assist positively towards the boat best suited to your preference and financial circumstances. Our Cataranga, about to glide before you now, was in fact a pre-used boat. 4 years old when purchased by Gary in 1973. She had a refit in 2008 and, as you can see, remains contributing tremendously to great fun on the water. There may be much more you would like to know before making any commitment. There are 3 simple options for you, your family, friends to find out more. Log on to www.yachttuition.co.uk, go to Google search and simply enter Cataranga UK, or chat face to face with our friendly Tele-pilot series advisors. If you're enthusiastic and energetic enough, you might even apply to become a Tele-pilot series advisor. Whatever, I'd like to give you a great welcome to the good life. A motorboat, especially twin-engine petrol-powered, can mostly be rather costly to run, whereas a sailboat usually runs on free wind. Those more inclined to the greater simplicity of a boat may, however, be put off by the cost of fuel. This short picnic run is actually saving 2/3 on fuel by going up with the incoming tide, stopping for the picnic and then coming back on the outgoing tide. Cataranga does almost 4 knots on tick over, and with a 2-knot tide, the 6 knots is plenty of speed for a leisurely run out in the sunshine in calm waters. Perhaps tame for the men, but frequently ideal for the ladies. We have a rather tight bridge coming up. I'd better slow down some. First mate, Linda, she's not too happy about it. So breathe in and keep your heads down.
Oh, I'm going to get my head knocked off if I'm sitting up here.
No, you won't, you'll be alright. Just duck.
I will.
I'm going to go through the other arch as well, the smaller one.
Oh, blimey, Gary.
Well, there's a little bit more height on that one.
Right, okay. It's recording from now, okay? Just tell me when to duck.
Yeah, as long as you're lower than that mast, you're alright. Those interested in sailing will also work with the tides when possible. Sailboats mostly being much slower than powered boats. However, sailboats won't be able to get under so many bridges. I do hope when you have completed this DVD and noted some of the savings indicated, the small outlay for Super 7 or even Top 12 will not only provide all with a supermarine education, but also save you much cash as you progress into the good life. You probably noticed, with the magic of video, we've launched the inflatable and have put it to very good use while mooring to the riverbank. We have almost completed this Good Life DVD, but here's a short informative piece on our 2 acquisition craft.
For Hotel Alpha Dover Coast Guard, will you go to channel 80? Call on 80, sir.
Hello Dover, 80, going over. Hello Dover Coast Guard, Little Mallard over.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello Dover, on passage from Sovereign Harbour to Dover Harbour, ETA about 18:30 today, one person on board, over.
Right, so yeah. Can you give the name, the vessel's name?
Yes, Little Mallard, Mike Alpha, Hotel Alpha, over.
What is the length overall?
30 foot, over.
Roger. Colour of the vessel, please.
Hello Dover Coast Guard, blue hull, white superstructure and 10 sails, over.
Sail number, do you have the sail number?
No, just got FM, Fairways Marine, FM on the sail, over.
Roger, that's fine, all received. Can you call us when you just approaching Dover Harbour?
Hello Dover Coast Guard, yes I'll call within 15 minutes or so. Thank you very much, out.
Just that.
Watch the wheelhouse windows, not a drop of water on them, and in a sea like this. With this short, sharp sea here, you will be saying, what's it going to be like when we get into the Atlantic seas off the Lizard and Land's End? However, as will be seen, the waves can be large, but a small craft can ride over them easily much of the time. Whereas when the waves are short and sharp, like this, they are very likely to break on board, and more likely to do damage to a small craft than in a large swell. I'm currently only using just enough power for steerage. To push it might land some very heavy green water aboard. Remember, the wind's on the port quarter. If you don't believe my 6 to 7 knots on GPS, just watch The Fisherman's Boy. You can see just how slowly we are going through the water, just enough for steerage way. There are, of course, many things to consider regarding the boat itself when purchasing, but that's another story. However, another money saver can be illustrated right alongside our 2 Tele-pilot moorings here at Shoreham. The prices of good pontoon moorings in marinas are quite significant when calculating your boating costs. Bowsprits and additional stern gear, davits, etc., all added to make up the boat's overall length, and therefore increasing quite considerably the annual marina charges. If you ever consider a catamaran or even a trimaran, well, your additional costs will be approaching the price of 2 boats. Right, we'll now change from the Good Life Tele-pilot label to the Tele-pilot pilotage and tuition label for some further Tele-pilot recognition of the many inclusions within the series that will greatly assist in the achievement of your dream. Actual Tele-pilot DVDs contrast considerably with this promoter DVD, in that within almost every minute of each DVD they are packed with knowledge for your safe and effective navigation and seamanship. You will be gaining very effective knowledge on chart work, the magnetic compass, buoyage, port traffic signals, vessels' lights and night navigation, the weather and weather forecasts, fog signals and fog navigation, the echo sounder, VHF marine radio, global position system or GPS, radar and the electronic plotter, collision regulations, tides and tidal streams. The list goes on and on. You might be interested to note that all the still shots shown here are from action sequences within the series. Tele-pilot DVDs come with very distinctive and informative cases. If in doubt of making a purchase of any Tele-pilot DVDs, this is a very good one to start with, containing outtakes of our series from the Thames in the east to the Isles of Scilly in the west. It has a 2-hour running time, a great start to your investment and at a cost of only £15.80. We hope to welcome you aboard the series very soon. Want more information now? Log on to www.yachttuition.co.uk or Google Cataranga UK. You have seen in this DVD the vast contrasts of just two boats, Little Mallard and Cataranga. Conventional classroom and reality on board tuition, when compared with Super 7 and Top 12 DVD tuition, will also be found just as contrasting. Courtesy of Kelvin Hughes, Pipplers of Poole, Force 4 and others in the industry, I have attended almost 40 London and Southampton international boat shows. Via the boat shows, in talking to the many visitors, I have noted that many navigators somewhat fear contrasting locations. For example, navigators in rocky deep water locations fear shallow gentle contour locations, and those in shallow gentle contour locations fear the deep rocky water locations. Specially contrasting locations have been chosen for both Super 7 and Top 12 packs to fully cover all the variations the navigator may encounter. Reality boat instruction is, of course, encouraged whenever the opportunity arises. However, reality instruction is frequently far too slow. Why should this one man instruct so many via this Tele-pilot series when there are so many sea schools out there with qualified instructors? All other considerations aside, surely the track record of an instructor should have priority consideration, especially when lives can be lost on the water due to lack of the correct knowledge. The series has mostly been produced by Gary single-handed, and as you get to know more, you will get to know this retired sea captain not only has the knowledge of what ships' captains are thinking when meeting leisure craft, but also has a great knowledge of leisure craft. Being the owner of Cataranga and Little Mallard for the past many years indicated, also of course now having great knowledge in both sail and power boats. You may think of many reasons why you might like to obtain your navigation and seamanship knowledge elsewhere. However, before doing so, just ask yourself, am I learning from someone with a greater experience and a track record? After all, most will want the best deal and to be safe on the water as soon as possible.